Good evening. It's just after coming up to 6 on the 15th, Saturday the 15th of February. It was a busy day today with a triple session in trim. Fortunately, Enfield off with the storm. Just the kids there, just a little bit too young for the weather that was kind of incoming. Players that have been older would have been fine, but just a decision made early on that this morning. So we had a triple session in trim. Wrapped up that 4 o'clock, a 4:15. Got home 4:15. Back out now. Some GPS stuff to do for the next couple of hours, and fatigue has kicked in. I've actually started to try to change some of the driving journeys because doing that much driving, if you do the same journey all the time, it becomes almost dangerous because you get too comfortable. So changing up some of the driving distances or some of the roads just to try and make it a little bit different. So yeah, all good. Good sessions, very good sessions today, and we will then tomorrow got a 1-to-1. No game again because of the weather, which is wonderful. One game in 2.5 months the 19s have had, which is crazy. But so we'll upload videos, get everything back on track, and we crack on with the busy week ahead. Just to follow on from discussion from yesterday to do a cost in sport, and the issues that we kind of face in sport today, facilities and sessions off and everything else. So I'm trying to get some light sorted. Try and get sessions and games on and for clubs and everything, and it's just madness in this country that I'm looking now another weekend, all TDSL football off, but yet there's again GAA games are on the same type of grass. It's not like they're on magical grass that it can't be on, yet everything is off, and I talked about it being an excuse to have sport off, yet say in Dublin it's loads of Astros today off or not open, or the national sports facilities with an unbelievable indoor setup, nothing on in there, and nothing's on because the ridiculous cost that's being applied to people to rent it just means it's a barrier. It shouldn't be a barrier. We need to try and put health first, and with health comes a key part of the health is sport, and it is children being active, children having the fundamental skills, the fundamental learning skills, which they don't necessarily have today. I think that's a massive problem. We grew up in school, now I'm only 35, but go back 30 years ago, primary school, damn sure we climbed everything. I remember we used to climb over the pommel horses and climb up ropes and climb up the ladders or the things that were mounted at the side of the walls, and Jesus, you could think it back, you could be 15 foot off the ground with a mat underneath you, and if you fell, sure, you'd be grand. Now, with health and safety, with the claim society, with everything, there's nothing like that done. PE does not involve anything which is in any way risky, but the decisions for these things are all made by people who came through a system where they never got hurt, or if they got hurt, they're fine now, they don't have a problem. They've learned the fundamental skills of jumping, climbing, rolling, catching, everything else that's needed in life to be all rounded and rounded in sport and rounded in an activity. And I think that needs to go back to, we got to start teaching the fundamentals, because no disrespect to the teachers, they're given a curriculum. It's not taught in school anymore because of the claim society, because of health and safety and stuff. My child goes every week, my youngest Noah goes every week to play zone or base. We ask him every week, where do you want to go? He's in a play zone or base or something. Okay, so he picks. Now, it's a play center. Sometimes he gets a bump. Most weeks he gets a bump. He might get a little round ball bounced off his head from some child. But it's a play center. I don't go complaining. I don't go moaning because he's hurt himself or ran into something. We put him in there for him to freely play and have fun. And it's really, the play center is not setting it up to be a risky environment for potential for an accident. But you know what? Something might happen. And that's, as a parent, I'm fine with that. He might have a bump. He might have a crash into something. He might come down the slide too fast. And I accept that, because no business like that has set itself up to make an environment which is too risky or going to deliberately hurt a child. Deliberately is an important word in that. They don't set out to deliberately hurt. And I think with the claim society, it's, well, I've been wronged. Okay. Could you have avoided the situation? If you could have, why didn't you? It's different. But I don't understand why in schools mats aren't available. Kids to learn how to tumble, learn how to roll, learn how to climb, walk along balance beams. Everything that we did as kids, which is now non-existent. They don't do any of it, sadly. And we see it in sport. The kids 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cannot catch a ball. They can't really jump. They can't do say SAQ work or just cognitive development work where they've got to be active through some sort of, it could be hoops, it could be ladders, it could be anything. Balancing. Kids struggle to balance. These are all learned skills from an early age, putting them in an environment where they are can be challenged. And I think we have to go back to that. And I talked about sport yesterday and my posting in relation to the cost of it. And I don't think sport is expensive. In America, they pay $1,000, $1,500 for 6 months of a season. They pay $60 to $100 for one-to-one coaching for the kids. And no offense, from what I've seen with some of them, most of them can't kick snow off a rope, but that's fine. Listen, they're learning. The parents are putting it in for them to try it. Over here, the best of boots are bought, the best of gear, so it looks right. Yet we don't necessarily believe that we should pay for professionalism, and I don't really know who's to blame for that. Yet a packet of smokes is a tenner, well, maybe it's 12 quid now, I don't even know, and that could kill somebody, but a parent will buy them. I know there's less people smoking. This isn't about that. It's more on the basis of what, like, if I could have a budget every week in which I spend on my kids for sports and activities, that's what I think I'm going to do in 2020. I think 2020 for me now, thinking about this, is going to be, I'm going to apply a household budget that says I'm going to multiply what I've been spending on kids' sport and the kids for sport and activities and whatever it is. I don't care what it is. If somebody's time is worth 10, 15 euros and my child comes out of that class or thing and they have enjoyed themselves and they have learned, then I will spend that money happily every week. So I think the only way I feel now I can make a little bit of a personal change in it is set a budget. Set a budget on how I want my kids want to do and make it available to them. Don't necessarily have the money to do it. But you know what? The kids are going to come first. And I'm going to make sure that my kids have the fundamental skills that they need to learn to be all-rounded, to be able to do many things. And sort of, if they get a bang, a bump, a cut in the making of it, then so be it. The person that's teaching them hasn't necessarily set out to cause harm, I don't feel. So I think we need to move away from this claim society and into a society which is going to be maybe go back to the way things kind of used to be, and stop being a wimp. I think it's probably a way of putting it, and just let kids enjoy it and let them be active. Morning, it's just got 11:30, Sunday the 16th of February, and just here in Partner Club Park, Celtic Summerhill, just to do our Soccer 365 for today. Sunday the 16th of February, and it's a little bit of office time. Session is done with Aaron today, and so now it is preparation for GPS set to go, and then another set just to prepare for Waterford Football Club for their game later in the week. So they're being dropped off this evening. So it's every day, 7 days, 365, Soccer 365. It's a fun game to be in. So it's just going 9 p.m. Sunday the 16th of February. And it is GPS time. Just trying to get some packs sorted for the week to go out, and then probably finish in another hour and a half or so. So no rest for the wicked in this Soccer 365. It's all go.